You can see all the poos just dropping in the
God,
water.
yeah, but this is actually this is the
Oh,
worry
no.
bit. See this, people?
I see
This
that.
is like, yeah. We didn't know that was there. You really surprised me. This is not good. Hi everyone, I'm Lynn from Cavi Central Guinea Pig Rescue. This little guy had a sebaceous cyst that we removed some time ago now. Yeah, there it is. I can feel the lens there. There it is. This is all that remains, and it's well over a year. It's literally nothing. Nothing. Like no bump, no lump. I can feel it. If you put your finger, you can feel it, and then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Can you feel like a little roughness on? It's like
I
this
felt his
sort of
bone for a
no,
second.
it's
I
just
was scared.
here as you go. This follow my finger going that way. Feel it? There's that. No,
So there's a little
it's
bit
this
of
way here. There, right. I've got my finger right on top of it.
There's a little lump.
Yeah, it's a
lump.
little tiny
lump, like
That's
a pimple. Like
Yeah.
it
Well, this is it.
just feels like a small wart or something. Okay.
In fact, you can't even see it though on the camera.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah,
No,
I could barely feel it. Yeah.
There's nothing to come out of that. This is
so
not
good.
coming back. This is completely treated. This is a sebaceous cyst that's been treated. Beautiful. Now this is an old fellow, and they've actually come back because they've had some mites. But what we're going to do, we bathed them a week ago. This is the follow-on video. We're just going to retreat, which is actually really good. He's nice and clear and fluffy in there, which is exactly what we want, little guy. But yeah, people are always worried about cysts, saying they'll come back, they'll come back. Well, this is 1 year on. This is a 1 year update. And I really wanted to show it with you because we do many updates all the time. And if you know what you're doing, when you treat these things, they do not come back. So we have had a huge day here at Cavi Central. This is actually the tail end of an adoption day. So we are shattered, and we've actually got some pretty serious piggies we need to take a look at and sort through. And we're just doing things that we needed to finish off, making sure we get them done before close of play. I think it's really good for people to see that, don't you?
That the cyst doesn't come back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And not only that, but
it's like the ones who came here saying they were flushing and they were squeezing an abscess out for years.
For years. Oh my goodness.
And they thought it was normal to come back, but you just treated them and they were like...
And she was rehome today, that girl. She was rehome.
Yes, she was.
It
was like
her.
Crystal and...
That was Crystal and Goldie.
Oh, yep.
Crystal had massive, massive cysts. Massive. And yeah, she was rehome today. And she has nothing on her. She's beautiful. And she had that squeeze. There's not only the pain associated with what they're doing, because every month she said she hated doing it. The guinea pig was screaming, which is awful.
Yeah.
But there's the fact that, like, kids don't want to be... We teach our children to love all animals, to look after them, but when we can do something to put it right... No, it's okay. So, so when we do something to get it right, you know, we really do just make it right and better, and then they're comfortable. It's a bit like us. Why walk around with a broken leg if you can fix it? So, and there's a time with sebaceous cysts when we don't touch them, for sure. This guy's got some infection or something. God, no gloves on, people.
You can see all the poos just dropping in the water.
God, yeah, but this is actually the worry bit. See this, people?
I see that.
This is like, yeah. We didn't know that was there. You really surprised me. This is not good. Anyway, this is like, ugh.
Yep,
okay.
there you go.
So we just impaction. But this is an older boy.
Oh, I thought he was just well endowed when I felt him.
No, he's not.
I was holding him and I was like, he's a bit well endowed,
He's a bit
but
well endowed.
that makes more sense.
That there is impaction. We might actually take that apart to show people.
Oh, and that is a unforgettable smell of boys. I smell that all the time.
It is. But it is a really good conversation to have. Well, we sit you there. Let's have a look at that. Okay. People really grossed out now because Okay. All right.
Well, I'm
Take
guessing.
a look at this. Yeah.
I'm guessing your video is going to be named Impaction, so they know what they're getting into.
Let's have a look at this. But what you can see is the white stuff, which is smegma. That's from the smegma lining. And little poops that are all stuck together. So let's just break this up for a minute. Ugh. Okay, and then you can see some poop is actually formed. Like we've got formation of poo in there, like that. And that is done by something we call the peristaltic movement in guinea pigs. So as they press this out, their muscles contract to make the formation of these little poops. And then they go into the area which is outside of the anus. It's actually in the perineal sac. And that's where if they are too dry, or the smegma line, see that smegma there is not maybe coating it enough, it's really gross, then it gets stuck. And that is the formation of impaction. Other little poos, when you've got a male that is impacted, this sits within the perineal sac, and other little healthy poots, you can actually see them come out. And yet this is here. In fact, he's got one or two in the water here. So if you have a look at the water.
Yeah, the video showed them falling out.
Yeah,
when
so
did the
he
impaction.
was actually able to do these. But this is the bit that's stuck. And over time, it can become worse and get bigger. So as the surprise parcel I just had, you need to remove this. You'll notice in here, look at this.
He looks a bit proud of himself.
He's should be very proud. Oh my God, we need pegs on our nose. See that? There's hair in there. Look at that. Hair, debris, stuff that they have. Ooh, there's a bit of hay. Look at that. There's a bit of hay in there. Hay. So there's all this stuff that it has been picked up as he's dragged his butt along the ground. And it's found its way in there and become, a sticky mess. Now, people talk about boys as having this problem and it being a really common issue. It's not common at all. This is really uncommon with boys. And for every male that we have that has impaction, we have 100 males plus that don't. So
or 7 of mine are fine.
Yeah, while this you can see is thinking, well, that's really gross. This is an old guinea pig. And it's very, very, I wouldn't say rare, but it's not common. So if you're giving your guinea pigs the correct diet, then this is not something you need to worry about. And boys have a lot of other positive attributes that far outweigh the risk of anything like this ever presenting. Now, when we look at adoptees that ask for females, for example, maybe because they've seen impaction, they don't ever want to go down this path, they don't want to have the risk of it, that's fine. When we talk about females, you can also have things like ovarian cysts and other issues present. So both males and females have their own potential for something going wrong down the track. We don't know what that is, but what we can recommend is that you make the right steps for the right diet all the way along so that ultimately you don't end up with something like this. Now with old age piggies, and he is old age, the memory is about 7, I think now. 7 or 8. He's a bit older, but some older piggies can lose their muscle tone in that area. Desexed males don't tend to have the same level of risk, so that's just something to consider along the way. But I don't think there's been enough study in all of that to really say that outright, because desexing of a male guinea pig is less common than the majority of males that we have out there again. So even at a rescue perspective, this is rare to see this coming in. It does happen. We deal with it. And you've seen loads of videos with me dealing with it. But this is very mild impaction. It gives you an example of what happens and hopefully a bit of a discussion around how it works and what we can do to make it a bit better. By removing that and having that cleaned, then it means that when little poops come through, we don't have this build-up happening again. So simply just regular little clean is all we need to do. Does that mean you need to be, taking cotton buds and checking every day and doing a butt check with your guinea pig? No, people, it doesn't, because the poor guinea pig doesn't want that either. So it really just means some common sense around it if you are treating something like this, there are steps that we take to improve this. But for guinea pigs that are healthy, when you give them a bath, you take a casual look. If there's a problem, that's when we intervene. Otherwise, leave it alone. If it's not fixed, don't fix it. If it's not broken, don't fix it. So, okay. Thanks, everyone, and bye for now.